trumpet is my weapon is something that I've always felt like in my heart, that the trumpet was my weapon. It was my weapon to get out of the situations that I grew up in. It was my weapon to get in the places that I needed to go. It was my tool to make my life different. A 9-year-old kid named Devontae has gotten killed in New Orleans. And I have a 9-year-old son whose name is Dante. You know, so it's like Devontae, Dante. All I kept thinking was, man, that could have easily have been my son. You know, and I know what saved me. And I know a lot of these kids aren't bad. They just don't have much to do. You know, they don't have opportunities. So I decided I'll make a post. Hey, if you, to any youth in New Orleans, bring me a gun and I'll give you a trumpet, no questions asked. So I took it upon myself to do so, not realizing how far in over my head I was because I'm taking a gun. There's like several teachers, musicians around the city that are willing to donate virtual lessons to the cause. And not everyone is taking them up on it. You know, like you have to understand it's a very touchy topic, you know, and they want to trust me enough to feel like they can go, but they don't want to go yet until, like, it's like that kind of thing. I gave you a gun and I know that this gun was connected to this or this gun was connected to that. And I don't want to put myself in a position where people know that it was me that brought it to you. I tell people this all the time. I didn't grow up in the best neighborhood. So that kind of leads you to believe, like when you become a product of that environment, you assume that that's the only environment that exists around the world. And in order for you to be able to get out of it, you have to believe that there's a possibility of something else going on. So for me, music was just an escape for me to be creative and do something different outside of what I was doing in that neighborhood. My teacher he was also a teacher, but he was also a touring performer. So he was the first person that I sort of was like, oh, this guy is cool. You know, like everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. He's playing a trumpet. I want to be like that guy. So he heard me playing in class and he said, hey, man, where you learned that from? I'm like, man, you know, I just listen to records and play them and I had some teachers along the way. And he was like, look, learn these songs and I want to take you overseas to Denmark in Copenhagen. So it opened my mind up like, so that's really not what life is for most of the world. This is what life is. Meeting people, hanging out, you know, talking, you know, it was a different thing. most people, like most of underprivileged kids, at-risk kids, don't have an opportunity to leave their neighborhood, leave the city, leave the state. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they believe that this is it, and the furthest they may go is to school and back home. So to give them an opportunity to see something, I feel like I should do my part, and that's really all it is.